We are going live on YouTube. Hey, we are live on YouTube. I'm getting our Facebook Live on. Bear with me for a second. We've got Facebook Live on here. Let's turn on Instagram Live. And we are live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I will give everyone a few minutes as we log on, but I'm pretty excited. It's Solar Saturday. And we've got a few people on here. It's Solar Saturday, and we're live talking about all things solar. We've got solar energy, solar and storage, home solar, leasing your roof, and all things that solar that we'll be covering today. I won't take more than 15-20 minutes of your time, and you can find it on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So keep fielding questions. I've got questions coming in from both YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So just type in any questions you have, and I'll be monitoring the feed. And thank you for joining. I see 4 other people joining on one platform, so thank you, everyone. First thing I want to talk about is I know we are in the middle of a pandemic. I know we are. And it has been an incredible time in history. There's ups and downs. It's been truly devastating to watch the amount of lives lost. And I just have to say, my heart goes out to everyone affected. We are healthy here at Breiter Planet Properties, but we are taking very cautious stances on working from home and staying masked for all job sites. So when it comes to solar plus storage, I find that is the answer for grid independence, for being able to hedge against the rising costs of energy and to be able to save money at the same time. We talk. I'm in Massachusetts, but let's go to California. We'll go across the country, but let's talk about California. We're facing horrible wildfires that are decimating forests, ecosystem, and ultimately houses and businesses. And it's, for me, it's hard to watch. I mean, if it were my home, I would be emotionally devastated. If I would be, just losing your livelihood, your business, and your home, and lives lost. I mean, it's something that is really tough. But at the same time, I feel like I'm doing my part. I'm feeling like the entire team at Breiter Planet Properties is doing our part by helping people be more resilient. I can't prevent a wildfire. No, I'm not. I don't have those powers. But we can help people hedge against the impact on the grid. So one of the wildfires we had, PG&E was to blame. They had failing infrastructure, failing substations, and overall, when the grid got too impacted, when people pulled too much power during these record heat waves, we found that the grid couldn't handle it. It's getting hotter, and there's no question it's getting hotter and hotter, and it couldn't handle it. We have debris of trees, you have other organic matter abutting the power lines. Yes, that's what's going to happen. We're going to have more and more wildfires, and for me, it's something that if I put myself in the shoes of many people that are being affected by the hurricanes down south and the wildfires, and then here in the Northeast, are we going to have a record-breaking winter? I mean, we never know. So I have compassion and sympathy for everyone that is going through this, and I hope we can help you. So let's dive in a little bit more about solar and storage. There's a lot of people out there that say, all right, I've been in the house for 10, 20 years, whether you could be newly purchased your home, but a lot of the people that work with us just bought their home or have been in their home for at least 10 to 20 years. And they say, all right, we've paid off the bulk of our house, and looking at what are my fixed monthly costs? I've got electrical, I've got cable, and I mean, I don't know about you if you have Xfinity or Cox, and they definitely are charging you up the wazoo. But you look at all of those expenses and you say, what can I eliminate? What can I get rid of? And you think you could get rid of as much as possible, and you could cut cable, but when it comes to electricity, you have to. I mean, people depend on it. Their lives depend on it, whether it's oxygen, whether it's just internet, working from home. I am filming from home, from my home office, and this, yes, I've turned my living room into an office because I'm that dedicated to working very hard. So you look at your house and you say, what can I do? Solar is a great option, whether it be financing the solar through one of our loan products that we offer with in-house capital, or being able to make the investment, whether it be on the low end, 19,200, kind of being the average size, but low end you can go solar for as low as 8,000. And we have the lowest cost of solar in the country, and we've done that by creating cost efficiencies. We've, across our entire development pipeline, we have about $4.5 billion worth of projects under development right now, and that's been with the support of our investor base, along with just working brutally hard, in all honesty. And we've created some cost efficiencies. If we're buying 1 million solar modules, or buying inverters in bulk, we've been able to establish really strong price efficiency. So for the people that are coming on, we're talking about our website, shop.breiterplanet.com, and you can find the spelling here. And we're talking about how we can create, or how we're able to offer cost-efficient solar power. And depending on the platform you're on, you'll be able to find the link somewhere. And we've created these cost efficiencies, and it's extremely important to me because you have a lot of large companies that have high margins that they have to hit for their shareholders. You have other companies that are mom and pop shops, which I love to shop local, but does it always justify paying up the wazoo for solar projects just because they're shopping local? And for us, you essentially are shopping local. We develop on a global scale, but on a local level, we are here helping everyday Joes out there in the world. It's a bipartisan issue, which is beautiful, because clean energy creates jobs, and more jobs. And I don't know if you've seen on some of our channels, we're hiring across the country for solar installers, foremen, electricians, and the amount of workload we've had this past quarter and throughout the pandemic, I'm truly, truly fortunate and truly grateful. I mean, we're trying to help pay it forward as much as possible, help as many people out there as possible, and when helping businesses reduce their operating costs with solar, that's one way that we're able to do our part, other than just helping in pure donations. But going back to cost efficiencies, going back to how we're able to be even lower than Tesla, which they just had a big event. They announced how they're the lowest solar in the entire country, but they're not. We haven't gone hard on PR because we wanted to just keep it within our customers, people that come to us, whether it be through a direct email to us or coming and giving me a call. We want to help out as many people as possible, but share the word. You can share our link, shop.breiterplanet.com, and you can talk more from there. So we don't compromise on quality of equipment. We're buying equipment that's here to last for 30 to 35 years. Technology, you can make the argument, oh yeah, what if I wait for a better technology to come out? What if I wait till I have a super efficient wind turbine? Or what if I wait for some other miraculous technology? You could do that, but the value that you're missing of the years and years of electricity that you're not producing with your clean solar power system, you will be losing out compared to that. It's kind of that, what would I say? It's opportunity cost. It's essentially, you have an opportunity cost challenge where you're waiting for that big new technology, but you're also missing out on the years and years of energy savings. There's also people that say, hey, what if I'm 80? I spoke to someone, I won't tell you where, but they're in Massachusetts, retired couple, wonderful, wonderful human beings. And honestly, they're like, I don't know what 20 to 25 years of this system being on my roof, where will we be? We don't know. We're getting older. And I have full compassion for that. I understand, yes, you're getting older, but there's still opportunity for you to be able to set your property up, because who knows who's going to take over your property. If it's family that you're going to bequeath it to, or if you have other relatives, you want to make sure that they're set up. Just like you set them up with everything else that's a part of your will, you want to make sure that the house is producing its own electricity. So we're managing a direct investment of the entire system cost that they're putting. They did well. They saved up, and they're able to fully purchase the entire system. And fortunately, with some of their investments, they still have a strong tax base where they're able to take advantage of the 26% federal tax credit. And I just want to touch upon that because for you to be able to qualify for the 26% before it drops down to 22% at the end of the year, you have to get your project installed in 2020. And that has been keeping us extremely busy. There is a definite sense of urgency that everyone is experiencing. And I just see a question here. Yeah, so when it comes to the tax credit, you have to talk to your CPA. I cannot give tax advice, but the question was, does everyone qualify for the investment tax credit, or that 26%? You have to talk to your certified professional tax or accountant, or any other tax consultant that you retain. We are not lawyers and we are not accountants and cannot give tax advice, but many people that come to us, I'd say the majority of them, have a typical tax base, W-2 income or investment income that is able to give them that tax liability of claiming tax credit. So really, we're in a really important time, I'd say, for the next 2 weeks or so. October is going to be kind of that cutoff of when we're going to say we can't promise a 2020 install. We're going to have to at least give that caveat. We'll do everything we can, because we've got a very talented team, a very talented, skilled team that I am truly appreciative for. That have been hustling. I mean, we're in the thick of things where we're going to be pulling much longer than 40-hour weeks, but they are truly an amazing team that I speak highly about. And so, give me a sip of water because I've been talking nonstop lately. Okay, so we're continuing to talk about the investment tax credit, the opportunity we're in for adding solar plus storage, and let's kind of briefly pivot over to our site lease options. So whether you're down in the islands, whether you're up in Canada, whether you're in the U.S. in the Northeast, all the way to the West Coast, we have land that comes to us on a regular basis. Land, rooftops that need to be replaced, other types of options that people need to be able to make money on the land that they own. And we get people that come in, they want to lease their land for maybe a 20-year period of time, 20 to 30 years, or they just want to sell it. They acquired a piece of land either through an estate or through some other means, and they said, Andrew, what can we do with the land? And what we'll do is internally we'll collect your deed and other details on the property. I'll send it over to my analyst, who is an incredible guy. He's very smart. We'll run the financials, the pages and pages of Excel sheets, and we'll come up with an offer. We'll also look at the land value. If you Google, how much can I make on a solar site lease, never do that. The blogs are all these kind of marketing sites that are trying to tell you, oh, you'll get $2,000 an acre or something like that. And really, in all honesty, what's your land worth? If a soybean farmer came in and was trying to lease their land, how much would it be worth? And that's really what it comes down to. We're not going to overpay because it's solar, because I just don't think you should decide based on the crop that you're growing, whether it's solar energy or soybeans or wheat, which I hope it's not wheat because I'm extremely allergic. And whatever it may be, that's kind of where we base our pricing. Let's go to a commercial roof. I was just on a job site on Monday where we're ripping off an entire roof. I think it's a $200,000 project right now, and we're ripping off the entire flat roof. It's got like built up EDPM. There's so many layers, so many additions, and it's a mess. Ripping it off is a mess, but we're putting a nice white TPO layer. I think we're using GAF membrane. white reflective coating so that the solar stays cooler and the overall building will be more efficient. So we're doing that. We're paying the entire cost of it in-house, and then we're going to install solar on the roof and lease the roof. And our form of lease is we said we're going to pay for the entire roof. That will give you the lease for 20 years worth of being on the property. And overall, it works because he basically got a free roof out of it. He wasn't using the roof anyway, so he got a free roof out of it. He was able to lease the property. So that is what we call that kind of exterior lease option. So that's that. I talked about. I'm shifting over. I like to shift topics frequently, but I talked about the everyday farmer. It means so much to me. In this country, we've got farmers that are trying to find new ways of innovating their property. We're trying to have farmers that are looking to make ends meet. In all honesty, this pandemic has hit the agricultural industry really hard. I mean, if you look right in the middle of America, where it means so deeply to me. I mean, we've got hardworking Americans that they do everything they can. They work 18-hour days to put food on the table, and I've experienced it firsthand with meeting farmers across the country, and it means a lot to me. It's something that's very special to me, and just I have so much respect for the everyday farmer and everyday person trying to live off of the fat of the land. So we work with farmers to lease their land, and we've done some innovative designs, whether you raise the system, say, 8 to 10 feet off the ground with a ground-mounted system, and you can still farm underneath it, whether it's farming, whether it's livestock. There's a lot of dairy farmers. You go up north of where I am in Massachusetts, there's dairy farmers that are, they need grazed. I mean, they send cows all over the various parcels of land, and they just need to keep feeding the cows to keep producing more and more milk. And another thing I cannot be anywhere near because I'm highly allergic to this thing. And they need to keep kind of using the land and rotating, and the cows will poop on it and fertilize the grass and keep going and going. Well, dairy prices, I mean, we've got people moving towards plant milk. We've got the overall market is changing. And then just the prices, like we had COVID, and people were unfortunately pouring milk down the streets, and we've got hungry children, hungry kids. It was an atrocity, but it was to control market prices, which I still find disgusting. So by being able to lease land, I mean, there's parts of the country that we can pay $1,500 an acre. There's parts that's $500 an acre. It really depends on the land, but we build a system that can still use the land underneath, and then we're giving them income for 20 to 35 years of cash flow. And I feel so gratified to know that I am giving them security. They can continue to farm the land if they want. They don't have to, but they're not chained to working on their property. They can support their children and grandchildren and be there for them and not worry about losing it all. And it means a lot to me. It truly does. And that's the nature of who I am. So that is the exterior lease option. That's how we help farmers. I want to circle back up to our home solar option. We've talked about kind of that exterior lease. I just want to go back to home solar because I chat with probably 20 to 30 people a week about home solar, and I'm not trying to say everyone should go solar, because I know some houses, they aren't qualified. Some houses have challenges, but I do say everyone should talk to me, because let us qualify your house. Let us be able to guide you through which option. Be careful of the door-to-door salespeople that are knocking on your door trying to sell you projects that are $3-4 a watt, which to calculate the wattage is basically taking the total cost of the project divided by how many watts of solar that they're pitching. And we have the lowest price per watt in the country. And again, it's through those cost efficiencies that I had mentioned earlier. And also just through smart development. We're not being chained to paying shareholders. We're not chained to helping people, or we are chained to helping people, but we're not chained to being obligated to hit certain margins for our investor base. We of course, we have to hit good margins and still run a profitable business, but we found a way to be able to do that by offering still the lowest cost of solar. We'll do some other videos, not a live video, but I'll do some other videos and vlogs to kind of show you what we're talking about. As we're kind of wrapping things up, I do want to talk about energy storage for one more time. We've got on our site, we've got the Tesla Powerwall, but we have other energy options, energy storage options that we can help you with. And it's that backup power. When I lost power before kind of being in this COVID time frame, I mean, yeah, I would either be in the office and they have generators, it's fine. But when in the house, I always felt like I was like, where's my phone? Like, oh, I don't have signal. I can't be productive. I mean, if you have kids, I can't even imagine it. I mean, trust me, kids are like 5 years out for me. There's a few steps that are required personally to get to there, but I couldn't imagine kids without internet. I mean, that's kind of the modern day. You could say as you wish that that's not how many have grown up, but today it's kind of, you have to have internet, and especially with kids being working from home or going to school from kind of that distance learning. No internet, no electricity, good luck. So I think that is enough motivation to be able to talk about energy storage. And when you lose power, the way it works is you have solar and you have storage. During the day, we'll use the solar to charge the battery that's attached to your house. It can be anywhere, ideally near your electric panel or near your meter, inside or out. And you're able to charge the battery during the day. At nighttime, as the sun sets, you then pull from that electricity, and there you go. You've got backup power. And so having that backup power when you have no electricity, you can be off-grid, essentially. It's called islanding. And when you do have electricity, you can still kind of island. And when you do actually need power, like say you're having a high-intensity day where you're using a ton of electricity, then yes, you'll pull from the grid, but you're not going to be completely off-grid unless the power goes off. So that's kind of how it works. It's a simple concept, but it can be overthought and it can kind of go over some people's heads. So I just want to keep it simple. If you want to go deep, let's talk. Hop on a call. A few things as we close out. My phone number, I give it to everyone, and you can tell because my phone rings all the time. I had to put it on the snooze setting, but it's 617-334-5785. That is my office number. It'll come to me directly. If not, I'll call you back. And then shop.breiterplanet, Breiter, planet.com. That is our not planet, minus the planet, shop.breiterplanet.com is our website. And then finally, I'm here for you. If you just want to talk, you just want to be able to talk about your solar, you have questions, you're getting bombarded, give me a call. I am here for you. You can also go to our website and schedule a call, and you have my full availability at the footer of my website. And that's it. So this concludes our Solar Saturday. I thought it was important. It was great to see some comments here and there, and I've got 4 different screens going on, so that's why I'm looking at all different places. But thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. Truly appreciate it, and have a great afternoon. And YouTube. Facebook Live on here. I'm trying to close you out. Thank you again, YouTube.